Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today, I'm going to show you how to make my favorite white pasta sauce. I love Italian food, I love pasta, I love a tomato-based sauce, and I love a white cream-based sauce. And this pasta sauce is one of my favorites of all time. It's really easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of my new videos. Let's get started. Down below in the description box, you'll find the list of the ingredients and their amounts. Now let's head on over to the stovetop. Okay, I'm over here at the stove. I have a skillet here and I have the heat set to medium and I let it heat up. And now I'm going to first add in your bacon. This is 4 strips of bacon. Oh yeah, gotta love bacon. And we're going to let the bacon cook for just a few minutes by itself. The bacon is going to add tons of flavor to this sauce. At this point, I also started a large pot with water for my pasta, my penne noodles. After about 3 to 4 minutes, let's add in our onions. This is half of a medium onion, winds up being about a cup of chopped onion. Let's let those onions saute a bit in that bacon grease. So we're going to continue to cook this until we get some color, some brown color on our onions and on our bacon. All right, at this point we are ready to move on. We don't need to get the bacon crispy, we just need it to get slightly brown along with the onions. And now I want to add in my garlic. 5 to 6 cloves of crushed minced garlic. You don't want to add that in too soon because it'll burn. My stainless steel skillet is getting nice and colored on the bottom. That is typical for stainless steel. So let it continue to cook a little bit and let that garlic cook down a bit. Now once that garlic has had a chance to cook down a little bit, let's go to the next phase, which is adding our butter into it. We'll let that melt in and marry with all the ingredients. Oh yeah. Butter, bacon, onions, and garlic. Oh, music to my ears. All right, once the butter has been melted and incorporated, that was 1/4 cup of butter, we will add in our 1 cup of heavy cream. We'll let that heat up a bit. Now at this point I want to add in the tomatoes just so they can start to soften up. That's about 3/4 of a cup of tomatoes, and I just sliced up some grape tomatoes. You can add more or less of the tomato if you want. Different kinds of tomato if you want. After a few minutes of letting the tomatoes cook in that sauce, let's add in our cheese. This is a Parmesan mozzarella blend, 1.5 cups. Switch over to my spoon, and you want to stir that cheese in there and get it to melt. Oh yeah, and it's starting to thicken up. Looking awesome. And depending on the thickness that you want, you can add more cream or a little bit of milk. I like it pretty thick. At this point, add some salt, 1 teaspoon, some garlic powder for more flavor, 1/2 teaspoon, some pepper, 1/4 teaspoon Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon. At this point, the water for my pasta is boiling, so I'm going to add in the pasta. And cook it for 10 minutes. Now I want to add in my chicken, about a cup of chicken. This was just pre-cooked chicken that I got at the deli. And now I'm going to turn down the heat to about medium-low and just let this simmer a bit and stir occasionally. Now this pasta sauce is very thick, like I mentioned earlier. So you may add more like milk or cream if you want to thin it out. But I'll show you the consistency. Yeah. And now let's add in about a handful of spinach. We got to make this sauce healthy, right? Got to counterbalance some of that fat in there from the cream and the bacon. Plus we'll give it a nice color, a little bit of color. Now let's give it a bit of a taste. Very good. One thing I want to mention about the salt is, depending on how salty your bacon is, you may not need as much salt as is in this recipe. So taste it first before you add in the additional salt. So normally when you're making pasta, you'll want to put the pasta noodles right before they're done, maybe about a minute before they are done. So just about al dente. Then you'll pour the pasta noodles inside with your sauce. This pan is too small for that, but I like filming with this pan just because it looks nicer. So we'll just switch over to the other pan that I would normally do this in, and we'll just mix it in with the noodles once the noodles are done. And so you just let the sauce simmer while your noodles are finishing up. And if you time it right, they'll be done right about the same time. Let me switch over to my deeper pot here. Oh yeah, awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. All right, the pasta is done. Let's take that after I drained it, put it in there. So you can see how that wouldn't fit in that other skillet. And now we'll go in here and just mix it all together. Yeah. As the pasta is stirring in with the sauce, it'll continue to cook a little. All right, so after about a minute longer, it is ready to go. Oh yeah. All right, time to give it a taste. All right, the white sauce and penne pasta is done. Turned out fantastic. A couple things to note is you can switch out the chicken with like shrimp if you wanted to. You could leave out the bacon and just use butter and cream if you like. So many things that you can do with this. Again, if it's too thick, add some more cream or some milk. You could adjust the amount of cheese that you want. Add less cheese, add more cheese. Totally up to you. It's a great sauce to work with. Really easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down in the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. Oh yeah, super excited. Yeah.